It's on! Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Disney Parks Talk Live, in which we talk. So, I'm going to mute Mike. Forget that I can't hear as well as other people.
I think that's Mark Twain going by.
Let Mike mute himself. That way he can unmute himself when he needs to. Anyway, hey, everybody.
I can't reach my button. Sorry. You're going to have to do it.
We're so professional. All right, Mike's muted.
I hate it when I can't reach my button.
Welcome to Disney Parks Talk Live. We're going to talk about what's going on in the world of Disney theme parks. But otherwise, my name is Dewey Mosley, co-founder here at Laughing Place. My partner Rebecca is not with us today. She's having some technical issues, so unfortunately, she won't be here to talk with us about some of the stuff which she actually got to experience. So I'm a little disappointed with that. We do have Jeremiah Good, though, who, speaking of disappointment, how you doing, Jeremiah?
I'm good. Dewey, how are you?
You have a shirt to declare today?
I declare this is a really kick butt shirt. It's Mr. DNA from Roosevelt. They provide me with these so I can look good when I'm strolling through the parks one day. Yo.
And other guy we have today coming to us straight from Disneyland Park with the missed minutes on his head, Mike Celestino.
I have a duck at my feet waiting for me to feed her.
Oh, how cute.
You want to see it?
Duck?
All right, hang on.
The fourth member of our team, there is Duck Celestino, Mike's little brother. How you doing, Ducky? Ducky, what do you think of Genie Plus going away? Okay, we're going to talk about what's going on with Disney theme parks. Otherwise, if you'd like to join us, use the chat or call in at 1-800. No, just kidding. But use the chat. We'd love to have you become a part of it.
Can you interview that guy behind you, Mike?
No, you cannot. Well, that's not okay. All right, so let's get started. It's been a couple weeks since we've done one of these. Our last show was on June 24th, and of course, the very next day came the biggest news of the past 2 weeks, probably, and that is that Lightning Lane is changing a little bit, and Genie Plus is going away, at least in name. So what is actually happening, you may have heard, is Genie Plus is now going to be known as a Lightning Lane Multipass.
Multipass.
And the current individual Lightning Lane will be known as Lightning Lane Single Pass. You don't do it for that?
No, just Multipass.
And then, so the name Genie Plus goes away. And the big change, in addition to the name change, is starting July 24th, is at Walt Disney World only, not at Disneyland Resort. Walt Disney World only, you will be able to make some selections in advance, up to 7 days in advance of your stay if you're staying on property, or 3 days in advance if you are not. And yeah. Oh, and there will be tiers. So not like this. It may be, frankly, tiers in that other than Animal Kingdom, the parks have like the upper tier and the lower tier. So you'll be able to select one attraction from the upper tier, and then two from the lower tier. You probably can have some idea of what upper and lower tier attractions are. Although there's some good lower tier attractions. It's not like the Carousel of Progress of the world, but the very, very best are reserved for the upper tier. Jeremiah.
Yeah, it's very much Fast Pass Plus, kind of making its return with a different name and price.
Who saw that coming? Fast Pass Plus is back.
But not Max Pass, darn it.
At Disneyland. So anyway, that's the news. It's not particularly complicated. Mostly the name change, get it early. Not coming to Disneyland. Don't forget, this is for the name change is coming to Disneyland, but the pre-booking is not coming to Disneyland, at least not yet. Only for Walt Disney World starting July 24th. Get those bookings in. Mike Celestino. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Glad to be out and about.
What are you doing down there? Anything you want to tell us about?
Well, I took some photos of the newly closed off Critter Country, one of the former ways. I mean, it will be, again, one of the temporarily closed ways to get into Critter Country is right behind me here if you go over that bridge. But then also the area, kind of everything past Haunted Mansion is closed off now. You can't access where the Tiana's Bayou Adventure construction is happening. You can't go to Hungry Bear Restaurant anymore as of right now, temporarily again. And you can't access anything in Critter Country, including Winnie the Pooh attraction and the shops back there.
So
No Tigger Tails.
Disneyland basically just ends at Pirates now?
Well, you could still go to Tiana's Palace, the restaurant. That's past Pirates. And all of New Orleans Square, except for the Haunted Mansion queue area and the Disneyland Railroad Station is available.
Nothing to ride, though, back there.
Right.
Ooh, it looks like you went on Pirates Day. I'm looking at Mike's pictures from today there in their raw form before they've been assembled into a superior article. And you were on Pirates today.
Yeah, this was Jeremiah pointed out that somebody spotted a new Pixar Pizza Planet truck on Pirates. So there it is on the bottom left there, if you can make that out.
Can you make that out?
You can see the rocket on the top, Doobie.
You can see it. There it is. I can make it out. Not grainy at all. That's not Bigfoot footage. What else going on at the Disneyland Resort, Mike?
I think there's something going on I'm not allowed to talk about, so I'm gonna hold off at that.
Not talk about that.
I got pictures of the walls being down around the what's it called, Golden Vine DVC Welcome Center.
They're bringing back Seasons of the Vine? They're not. No, this is going to be a DVC Welcome Center. Do you even know what Seasons of the Vine is, Mike?
I do not.
Okay. Benji reminded me that DCA is on the verge of celebrating 25 years.
Okay.
Whole generations of people that have no idea what some of that early stuff was. Like Seasons of the Vine, the movie that used to be in here that showed you how wine was made.
But that lasted for a long time.
It did. Then this became a preview center, and now it is going to become a DVC Welcome Center, as illustrated by this picture. The Wine House, where DVCers will get free wine. Is that going to be the case? Do we know?
Don't know.
Free wine not included.
It's also still roped off, so it's not quite open yet, but it looks ready to open.
Are you a DVC member, Mike?
I'm not.
So you probably still you know people.
Yeah, I'll just throw some elbows.
Thank you, Alexa. Apparently I can barely be heard, so I'm moving my microphone closer, and hopefully you can hear me. I'm also going to... We'll be muting Mike again when we're done with them. Anything else you want to mention? Anything going on at Downtown Disney? Elsewhere?
Well, that's actually was going to ask if this is probably a question for Slack, actually. But should I ask if I can go into Din Tai Fung and take some pics, even though it's been open now for a couple weeks?
I'm gonna speak on behalf of Slack and say yes.
Okay.
I second that emotion.
I'll do that too before I leave today.
Wonderful. Trying to see what other DLR stuff. I know Magic Key holders get a July-only discount at the Disneyland Resort. We have an article on that. Go check that out at Downtown Disney, including Tiendita, Jazz Kitchen, Naples. So a bunch of places Mike can't eat at, but perhaps you can. So if you can, and you're a Magic Key holder.
You know where we got? We're coming back on Saturday. We have friends coming in from out of town. And my buddy's celebrating his 40th birthday here. We're going to come to the park. And we have reservations for Blue Bayou. Very excited for that.
When was the last time you ate a Blue Bayou, Mike?
It was one of our anniversaries, Tori and me, but I don't remember how long ago. It would have been more than 5 years ago, pre-pandemic.
Are you doing lunch or dinner?
4 p.m. is our reservation.
Dinner. I would check out the menu, Mike. Your excitement may have... be brought
no, well,
down
I've already talked to them about my allergy. Made my request of a Monte Cristo gluten-free style.
Wow, you're actually going to have a Monte Cristo.
Okay, so you're still in the lunch because Monte Cristos aren't around for dinner anymore, sadly.
Oh no. Okay. Well, hopefully they'll make an exception for me. Anyway, that's what we're doing over the weekend.
Cool. Great. Sorry, I'm looking at the list. Our list is so Disney World heavy today, and Mike is at Disneyland that I feel like
if we do wrap up with me, I'd like to go and get some pictures. I have something else I need to get pictures of, and then I'll go and get Din Tai Fung.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest. So unless you have anything else you wanted to talk about, you are free.
I don't think so. No, not really. Other than the big construction happening right next to me, which won't be over till probably the fall.
Are you going to go ride the canoes today?
Canoes are closed as of, well, yesterday was the final day, is my understanding.
Do you know who was on that final canoe?
I saw we tweeted out some pictures, but was it your son?
My son was on that final canoe with Ben and Alex.
Nice.
We're on the final canoe, which is really cool. I'm so happy he got to go down there and do that. What?
Did he have to request the final canoe, or
he had to wait in a 3-hour wait to be on the final canoe for the next 4 months, or
probably had to wait to get enough people to take the canoe out. Not that popular an attraction, but
especially in the heat wave that we're currently experiencing.
I think he rode it 21 times yesterday.
Wow.
He did not.
He did. Open to close. Open to close. Or they're open to close.
He's just hopefully he switched sides, or he's going to be like, yeah.
Right.
So and they told him, you don't have to keep going back up and around. You can just kind of walk along the dock to get back in line. Like, no, I work the canoes with my arms, so I do the loop there. That's when I work my legs. Yep, that's my boy. That's my boy. All right.
Is that a record? Like, I feel like we should be doing a documentary like Mike did for Radiator Springs Racers.
Right. I wonder if Gideon has approached the record yet.
He's written more than that in one day, right? I'm upping my audio. I've gotten multiple messages saying my audio is low. I am going higher. Hopefully it is louder now. Those of you who have said my audio is low, please
I think the problem is the rafts are loud and are drowning you out. So
no one's saying Jeremiah's is low. Okay.
Am I low?
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Gideon says he did switch it up. He did not. So he's not going to be like, what was the name? Lady in the Water, where one arm is like this and the other arm is like
right.
I'm sorry. Did you just do an M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong reference?
I actually like Lady in the Water. I'm the one who likes Lady in the Water.
Are the plants going to kill you next?
I also like The Happening. So.
What about, are you excited for Trap?
So excited for Trap.
That actually looks really good.
So excited.
I'm surprised by that.
I've seen the trailer, so I know the twist, but apparently that's not the twist. There's much more twist to come.
No, the twist is the girls. Never mind.
And I'm so mad I still haven't seen day one of Don't Say whatever that movie's called. Be Quiet, Shut Up.
Oh, it's really good.
I'm so excited to see it. I've been gone every weekend, and that's when I see movies. So need to get out there. No one cares. All right, Mike, thanks for joining us today. You go do what you need to do in the park. It's just going to be me and Jeremiah now.
Okay. See you soon.
Hopefully my audio is better, or it's really just Jeremiah. So if you're out there and you were one of the people that said I wasn't loud enough, please let me know if it's better now.
You're loud to me, Doobie. You're on a good level.
Okay, so we will continue. Let's get to another big story. And so much. So when was this? Not the weekend we just finished, but the weekend before that. Myself, my son, my wife, and my CEO and master were at the the cabins at Fort Wilderness Resort, the brand new cabins that just opened in Florida at Fort Wilderness, and we had the opportunity to stay there for 2 nights. Thank you very much, Alexa, for letting me know. I've been paranoid. Now I feel better. We got to stay there for 2 nights, which was really, really exciting. Got to experience these cabins. You may know that we were not that excited about these cabins when we first saw pictures of them. What are you pointing at?
You were not excited about these cabins.
Let me finish. The exterior of the cabins looked very generic, kind of shipping container, and I was not excited. And I was not the only one. Maybe you were, but I was not the only one that was not excited. But we did get to stay there for 2 nights. Thank you, Disney. Definitely on Disney's dime. Appreciate it very much. And was able to form an opinion based on staying there that might be a little bit different than my initial impression. So, first of all, have you been there at all, Jeremiah? The new cabins?
Just when I previewed them like a month ago.
Okay. So, Rebecca, if you want to call in, 1-800. So, but she's not here, so I will give my impressions. First of all, the interior is really, really nice. We've got a video up here. We did what I think is a pretty decent tour of showing it around. Very well themed in terms of, there's lots of Disney touches throughout. Hey, there she is. Lots of Disney touches throughout. Yeah, really, really good. Much better than I expected, to be honest. I'm still not happy with the outside. I don't take back much of what I said about the outside, but the inside is really nice. Some things to keep in mind. It is small. For whatever reason, in my head, I had stayed at the Treehouse Villa just like the week before, 2 weeks
Big
before.
difference.
This is not the Treehouse Villa. It kind of feels like it, but it is not. It is relatively small. It has, thank the maker. I'll wait for you to give me a thumbs up to let me know you're ready, hon.
Well, it's actually the same size as the previous cabins.
Is, and which I've stayed at, but before Gideon was born. So in my head, it was bigger than it was.
You were bigger and it was smaller. No, you were smaller and it is smaller.
So I'm welcoming Rebecca, still having tech issues with her primary computer, but she found another way to get on. Thank you very much. Rebecca's cap is courtesy of Disney. Thank you, Disney.
It is.
Yeah, so it is a 1-bedroom, which is a good sized bedroom. It has a bed and a bunk bed. And then there is the main room, which has a Murphy bed. So I believe it sleeps up to 6 is the maximum they show. And it has a kitchen, which you're looking at right now in this video. Very nice kitchen. And it has a really nice bathroom. That's the whole room. But it is priced appropriately too. It is much less expensive in terms of points than a 1-bedroom at another resort, like say Old Key West or something. So, they know it's smaller, and it's also, it doesn't have, I won't say it doesn't have the same amenities, because the amenities it has are spectacular over at Fort Wilderness, but it's very different amenities. You're not just going to walk down the hall and get some food or something. Fort Wilderness is very spread out. It's an effort to get the stuff, but the stuff you can do at Fort Wilderness is wonderful. We spent all of Saturday just doing Fort Wilderness stuff and had such a good time. But again, Rebecca's here. Thanks for hopping on. Rebecca, what did you think of the cabins at Fort Wilderness Resort?
One of the biggest differences that DVC people will notice is the lack of washer dryer in the unit, which is a thing. And like I said, and like you pointed out, it is fewer points, so that makes sense. I love the feel of this location. I've been telling people that if I were to do it again, I would come with like plush robe and slippers and like things to make my shower smell all aromatherapy. Because for me, this is like change up your pace of a Walt Disney World vacation. The way that we did it, where we were, just out there at Fort Wilderness and just enjoying the grounds and just being in the nature, but only 2 miles away from Magic Kingdom. It was such a nice change of pace to just have a leisurely breakfast out on the balcony, and we saw deer and little rabbits. And then the boat ride over to Magic Kingdom, there's just, like I said, there's just a natural change of pace in staying over here at Fort Wilderness. If you've stayed in the cabins before, for me, the bathroom now is much more kind of spa like. The shower is so tall. The shower head's a good 4 or 5 inches above Doobie's head. I'll be TMI. When I sat on the toilet, my feet don't touch the floor. It is really tall. It's really tall. But they do have a stool for the sink. If you have littles, they have a stool that you can kind of pull out to, wash your hands. And they do have a secondary sink outside of the bathroom, which is nice to, not have the kind of the sink and mirror taken up by, the toilet room. It's like separate, but it is all the way at one end of the cabin, whereas previously it was kind of in the middle of the cabin. So you'd have the bedroom, the bathroom, then the living space, that additional living space. And now that bathroom is all the way at the far end. So you end up, if you're in the middle of the night getting up to go to the bathroom, you're going to end up walking by that Murphy bed area. Whereas before it was kind of, like I say, the Murphy bed was at one end of the cabin, the bedroom was at the other end of the cabin, and the kitchen, bathroom were kind of in the middle. So it's an interesting dynamic there. If you were staying like two families, maybe, just be aware that you're going to end up, whoever's got this Murphy bed, you're going to end up walking right by them in the middle of the night, which is not the way it was previously. I do not know, John, comparatively, because we're still kind of unsure exactly what these cabins are going to end up being, because the ones that we were at, these are DVC. And so it's a little bit of a different dynamic, right, Juby?
Yeah, my understanding is we have not yet seen, even as Disney World people know, DVC. John is asking the pricing if they've gone up a lot. As you know, DVCs can be booked like hotels in general, as long as there's availability. But we have not seen, to my understanding, pricing coming out for these new
Correct.
cabins. You can still book the old cabins, but these new cabins right now, you can now start purchasing them for
small
DVC.
number.
But there's very few of them, and I do not believe they have done any pricing yet for booking them just as a regular guest. So, but the price, and these are the first DVC cabins. So we can't even compare them to DVC for the old cabins, because the old cabins are not DVC.
Right.
So there is no straight comparison in any way for the old cabins and the new cabins. All you can really compare to is other DVCs. And as I said, the point cost on these is much lower than other one bedrooms. However, the management fees are higher because Fort Wilderness has a lot to manage, as you can imagine.
Right.
So,
I will say housekeeping was obscenely responsive. I mean, just so fast. The speed at which they showed up anytime, like I needed a few more sugar, boom. We needed I think a towel or a hand cloth or something,
yeah.
boom. They were right there. And we did it through the fun little Hey Disney. We would just yell out to our little machine there on the nightstand that we turn, because you turn it on so that way you can chat with it and it'll be listening to you. And we just asked it to, right, which is funny because we have Hey Disney here at home, and and it wants to respond to me right now. But at the resort, I could just ask it for something, and it would show up and a cast member would show up within moments.
So fast. I thought it would take forever, considering it.
Yeah, how big that? Yeah, 100%. And it was
Hey,
just
Disney.
like, whoa, they were right there.
Disney, can we get some decaffeinated coffee?
Boom. Right there. It was amazing. It was cool. Yeah.
So those were the cabins.
Oh, can I just say one more thing about the cabin that they've done? The way that they've raised the windows up high along the wall is really amazing. I love the way you can let the light in during the day without sacrificing privacy, especially in the bedroom. Those windows right there, they have shades that are you can open or close to keep in. The one that you can't is this one that's oddly shaped here in the foreground right by the cabin plaque. That's the one, that's the bathroom. So that bathroom light, that bathroom always has the light coming in, but this was what it was like in the bedroom. And these cabins were so fresh. It smelled like a Home Depot. It was,
I think I had the first shower ever.
It was they had that, and they have underneath the bunk bed or drawers. There's a lot of drawers at the foot of the bed. You can fit your suitcase underneath this queen size bed here. You can fit your suitcase underneath it. The Murphy bed, I pretty much could open it and close it with one arm. It was very, very easy to close. We do have footage, which if he pays me enough, I won't share, of our CEO getting in and out of that top bunk. I will tell you, that top bunk is so much easier to get in. It's deceitful. So, because I got up in there and then I wasn't so sure, Jeremiah, I was going to get out.
I did that with the Star Cruiser, so I know how that is.
Like, I got up there, I was like, oh, this was great. And then when it came time to get down, I'm like, wait, why is this so complicated?
So here is the exterior of the cabins, and I am still going to stick by my opinion that this is not a good look. And in fact, I don't have a picture. There's not a picture in this article, but when you're coming in and you just see a kind of a lineup of all of these different colors kind of in a row, it does not look. It just looks bad, in my opinion. I really like the wooden part of this. The part in the middle that's just whatever they call it, unpainted. I like. I don't know why they wouldn't just make that the cabin, but that opinion is well known. Other than that, I really enjoyed my stay here. And as I said, our Saturday we got to spend exploring Fort Wilderness. So Disney allowed us to experience some of the things they have. Rebecca and Gideon and CEO did some horseback riding, which is that's the first time you've done that at Fort Wilderness, right, Rebecca?
Correct. No, Donna, it's a door that just opens, and then the rest of it's just large windows. They are not sliding. They are not sliding doors. Um, yeah, I had not done horseback riding out there at Fort Wilderness. It was a bucket list item, so I was excited to do that. It was beautiful. One thing I did not expect that I did appreciate is that you do actually end up getting a little bit of a breeze, even doing that little trail ride. The pace of the horses is significant enough that you get a nice little breeze. It's a nice shaded path, so you are out of that Florida sun once you're on the trail there. Um, Gideon went canoeing. He enjoyed that. I know some of our friends. I know Matt over at Attractions Magazine went fishing the following day during their day trip to the Fort Wilderness area. So yeah, no, there's just there's so much to do out there. In the evening, we went and roasted marshmallows by the campfire and did some participated in the sing along. I know one evening while we were there, sing along was delightful. It was very just like take a step back in time to a simpler era, and it was just fun to see family of all ages. There was so much all the family time that you saw happening around there, just everybody hanging out with each other was really, I enjoyed that aspect a lot, was seeing the generations together, the different age group together, enjoying it. After we watched a little bit of The Lion King Under the Stars, we went over to the pool. Stays open till 11 with all the lifeguards. Even the water play area was still open for the littles with the lifeguards. So that was pretty awesome. And I mean, and that's the area with where you just have water dumped on you and stuff. I'm not really sure why it has a lifeguard, but it does. So yeah, Doobie had a good time going down the slide at the meadow pool there. So yeah, and
we also
had to check out Hoop to Do.
We got to see Hoop to Do Review, which, as it turned out, we saw it. Oh, sorry about that. We saw it on the actual 50th anniversary. Like, we knew it was celebrating 50 years, but this was the day. So that was really, really cool. And we got a tour of the Tricycle D Ranch, which is open, had regular hours for anyone to go tour on your own, but we got a guided tour. But you can go there and tour on your own. I've been there during other hours, and there's people there you can ask questions of if you're curious about the horses or whatever. So that was really, really neat. And the pool was a great experience. There's just so much to do at Fort Wilderness before you go to the park. And Rebecca said, like you said, Gideon was at the park the first night we went. Gideon went to the park. He wanted to do some rides at Magic Kingdom. We just stayed in our room, and using Google, we were just checking on him, and he was less than 2 miles from where we were, which is just mind blowing. You are so out of the Disney World element when you're in Fort Wilderness that it's hard to believe that you are literally 2 miles from riding Jungle Cruise. So, yeah, I really look forward to just having a staycation at Fort Wilderness and not even bothering with the parks, because it was a great time.
Yeah,
How much fun Hoop to Do was.
I've already been chatting with my gal pal about doing a girls' weekend and just going out and enjoying the cabin. And you can do. I was thinking it'd be beautiful. You could maybe like rope drop the park, and then pop back over to the cabin for a nice brunch and afternoon, and stay there until evening, and then head back over to watch fireworks or something. So just kind of hit the park at those super low hours, super low volume times of the early morning and the late night, and just chill during the day. So
look how much fun you have when you're there.
It's like KSR. It's like Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Make sure you put in your budget to rent a, what are these things called? Rent a golf cart if you don't already own one. Walk around, drive around, sing songs, have a good time.
I've also heard our CEO drives very slowly in the golf carts.
The golf carts have governors. That
Lies.
from
Oh,
doing
I talked to somebody who was stuck behind you guys going very slow.
Because he had the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, we're flooring it.
He was flooring it, and they couldn't go very fast. By the way, Gio, I'll be frank and say this was the first experience I had where I was like, I was like, oh, I should find out more about that, because up until now, it hasn't been something that's been on my radar, because I have family in the area. I have a cast member in my family. And so, if I tended to stay on property, they tended to be there with me. So I didn't tend to look at DVC. But this was one where I was like, I could see DVC. This is a DVC that I could see liking, because it's just such a change. It's about as nature as I'm ever going to get my boys. This is as close to camping as I'm ever going to get Doobie.
Which brings up a great point. Something I really need to mention. After Hoop-de-Doo? Yeah, after Hoop-de-Doo, as you did say, we went to the sing-along.
Yes.
And for the first time, I was actually able to endure, because this sing-along, the campfire, is now sponsored by Off. And they're handing out Off as much as you want. They're just walking around handing it out. So I just caked myself in the stuff. And I did not get bit. I did not get bit in my mind thinking I got bit, and I was able to enjoy sing along. And
I don't know if Jeremiah. I don't know if Jeremiah knows
in your
this.
Head?
Well, no. I don't know if you. I don't know if you know this, Jeremiah, but every time I have tried to go to the campfire and see the movie Under the Stars with my husband, we have left about 10, 15 minutes into the adventure because he's broken out in hives.
Oh no, I went there years ago to sing along, and the amount of mosquito bites that I had within the 10 minutes, I was done.
Yeah,
not with the Off.
Yeah, we would have to leave because he all of a sudden he would get these huge welts all over his face.
Disney Parks Talk is brought to you by Off.
Yeah,
big old vat of the stuff.
He was like, wonderful. Thank you. I'm so happy. So yeah. I didn't use any. I didn't come away with any bites. So
I had enough to protect the whole. Anyone within 30 feet of me was protected by the quantity of Off I had on me.
I didn't put any bug spray on at any point during my venture, whether it was the horseback ride, wandering around the campfire, and I did not come away with any bites. So, oh man, the marshmallows were good.
After staying here, I can truly understand why people who are DVC members just go around singing that wonderful song all the time. It's a great experience. Great experience.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that is your cabins at Fort Wilderness Resort. Let's move on to Tiana. There's some Tiana stuff that came out while we've been gone, including. Sorry, I gotta change my screen share here. Not screen share, present, share screen, Chrome tab, that one. We finally got an attraction poster. What y'all think?
I was expecting the one they previewed that'll be at Disneyland, but this one's actually, unique, very colorful. The only problem is it is so dark. I took this picture at night, and as we're walking out, you can't even see the poster because that area is always dark underneath the tunnels. But the poster itself doesn't have anything like the next to it for the Speedway is very light and bright.
Right. I like it a lot with the characters and Tiana. It really reflects the mood of it, which I, unlike you guys who had previously been on it, I did not get to ride it until after it's open. And so I just experienced Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and it is delightful. I am a little bit sad that it is a thrill ride that has a height requirement, because it is such a delightful adventure through the bayou with Tiana. It really felt like, except for the drop, it really felt for me like kind of a throwback to when we would, have a dark ride adventure like, Peter Pan or Mr. Toad or Alice in Wonderland. It's not a retelling of the story. We all know that. But like I say, the sets were beautiful. The songs are fun. I love the part where you're in the bayou with all the jumping fountains and the fireflies. And I just want a nice long stretch of that for a while. So little bit dark ride, little bit pirate, thrill, but then you got that big drop and it's like, why? So, but it's fun. It's fun. I look forward to doing it again.
Good. I wrote a review for Laughing Place. If anyone wants to check that out, you can see what I had. I love the title, so I'm going to tell you the title. It is...
As soon as he finds it?
It is The Cabins at... Nope, that's not the one. It is Tiana's Bayou Adventure Review. Does it have the special spice needed to make it great? Thank you. I came up with that.
Very good.
So I was sitting next to someone of note at the event I was covering yesterday. All I'm going to say is of note. And we were talking about Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and I'm being honest. I'm like, yeah, I like it. It's a 7. Not someone who worked on it. I want to be clear. And they're like, I don't understand the people who complain that it doesn't have tension. I mean, it's not like Small World has tension. And I'm like, all right, so I'm going to confess, I'm one of those people.
Yes, you are.
So I was honest with this person and told them, but I'm like, but it doesn't mean I don't think it's a really, really good attraction. And I do think it's a good attraction. And if you want to read my review, I invite you to do so. Where I say it's a good attraction and give it 7 out of 10 is my bottom line.
Yeah.
And let's see. All right, and you can now again see they have lifted the veil. You can see Tiana's Bayou Adventure finale from the railroad.
That is definitely not the picture I took from the railroad.
No, that is not a picture from the railroad. You're elevated when you look at it from the
Tiana
railroad.
is striking up the band for her big party. She made me promise to tell you folks, you're invited.
And edit. Look at that. You don't even see that edit.
We've reached the Frontierland station. So sit tight. Hold those horses until you come to a complete stop. Even in the mud, these carriers drove us all the way off.
I only somewhat joke about that finale, but what were you going to say, Jeremiah?
I don't know if the plexiglass is always like that, or if it's just because we just had a bad rainstorm and the humidity was trapped in there. But I can remember it being much clearer for a certain attraction that was there previously.
I was gonna say for me, I jokingly say it, but only somewhat jokingly say it, and that is the scariest part of that ride for me is coming around the bend and being faced with the dinner party. So I'm famously introverted, and that having to the notion of, oh look, all these people I'm supposed to small talk with, it's like, wow, terrorizing. Take me back to the drop. That was a piece of cake. So yeah, there you go. I described her as aggressively social, the aggressively social Lottie, right? That's how I said it.
Yes, and Mike agreed with you about the terribleness of such
it
things.
is. Coming around, that was the first thing I saw. We came around that corner and it was like, Lottie! Ah!
Well, that's Lottie. I mean, I feel like that captures her personality perfectly.
I love it. I'm like, oh, finally, my favorite character makes an appearance in this thing.
And it was just funny because, like I say, for me, it was like, oh yeah, no, this is scary. The drop wasn't scary. This is scary.
That's why we're talking, Tiana. We'll switch up things a bit.
Oh, sorry.
No. We've been talking about Tiana, so I want to switch up things to keep that conversation going.
Okay.
I spent this past weekend at Essence Fest 2024, celebrating 30 years. What's so funny?
Conversation going. You're just going to be talking to yourself. Neither of us know what you're.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware of his adventure. I followed it on Twitter.
Yeah, it's this cool thing. You check it out. Anyway, so I was there in New Orleans. I covered it on Friday and Sunday. Disney has a very large presence there. They have a lovely booth called We Came to Play. Essence Fest, if you don't know, is put on, I presume, by Essence Magazine, which is a leading magazine for the Black community, of which I am a member. And so it is a event put on every year geared towards that community. Music is a huge part of it. They have large concerts. I did not attend those, but they also have a convention center where I was. So Disney has a cool booth called We Came to Play, where that is kind of their motto for marketing to that community. We came to play. Tiana came and visited. They also, so obviously they're promoting a lot of Tiana's Bayou Adventure there. They're also promoting the Lighthouse Point quite a bit in there. So I've got some pictures to share. This is Tiana. She made an appearance there.
this is often where we get to see Mickey and the gang in different costuming than might be more typical. I know last year we got to see him in his band leader outfit that he
HBCU band leader.
yeah, his HBCU band leader outfit. Here, I believe they brought them out in their Bahamian inspired wardrobe, right, Dube?
Yep, I'm working on it.
So they had that. Yeah, no, as Doobie said, Essence Fest is about celebrating Black culture. So they had Tiana's Bayou has been heavily featured here. They had some photo ops. You could take your picture in like a Bayou Adventure backdrop. Oh, there they are in their Bahamian outfits. Look at them.
Yeah, and they have their, I believe they're called the Came to Play dancers. That it's been a lot of that. They'll change costumes and they'll come out and do dancing. Like one of the really cool ones they did yesterday is they danced "It's All Right" from Soul, but they also came out and did much more of an island theme here, and they get the audience really involved, dancing with them too. It's a really fun time at the We Came to Play booth.
You saw some celebrities as well, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, so the thing that made me think about this, we were listening to Special Spice when we were going through the train. So yesterday they had a presentation with Anika Rose, who voices Tiana, of course, and Jennifer Lewis, who is the voice of Mama Odie, and they also had Sharita Carter and Carmen Smith, who are the two of the Imagineers behind, or two of the creators, I shouldn't say Imagineers necessarily, but two of the people heavily involved in creating the attraction. And so Anika Rose actually sang a song, and I was expecting her to sing Special Spice, which I had just seen 2 weeks before at Disney World during the media event. So I'm like, oh, this is nice. I'll get to see this again. But no, she surprised me. She did not sing Special Spice. I got to hear her do a different song live. So Anika Rose did Way Down in New Orleans. In New Orleans, by the way, the first time she has been back to New Orleans since Princess Tiana came out as Tiana. I mean, she's been there, but she hasn't come there to like do Tiana in effect, as she did here, singing the song and talking about Tiana. She's probably been there for other movies, but not to promote Tiana. So yes, Disney legend Anika Rose, absolutely. So that was really cool. And then afterwards, I got to see her backstage. They had some media interviews, and she was talking about how awesome it was to come back here and do a Tiana song in New Orleans 15 years later, and just started breaking down in tears. It was such a crazy emotional moment for her, and I'm so glad I got to see that. And then also to see Jennifer Lewis up close and personal, and how she deals with the media in a very, and I mean this in 100% positive way, in a very instructive, wise way in giving advice to a lot of us. We're just .com advice on how to properly do an interview. As I said, I'm not being sarcastic. It was some wise words, and I'm so glad I was there to hear it. And got a lot more respect for Jennifer Lewis in that 30 seconds. So just a great experience down at Essence Fest, my second time going. It's going to be weird. I talked to them. They plan to keep doing this. They've been doing it forever, but it has been so focused being in New Orleans with Tiana's Bayou Adventure, an attraction based on Disney's first Black princess. It has been so focused on Tiana's Bayou Adventure all this time. By this time next year, it's open. Tiana's done. So it'll be weird to go back down there and have that not necessarily be the focus anymore. So fun. So we've got a lot of coverage of that up on LP already. There is more to come.
Yeah, you also got to see a little sneak peek at some of the Onyx collection
cool.
stuff as well, right?
Awesome.
That's going to be coming to Hulu, as I recall. Am I saying that correctly?
No,
okay.
Right. Yeah,
so that was part of it too.
I got to. Yeah, Disney TV has a presence there as well.
Yeah.
This one was. Last year was a little bit more. This year was mostly Disney Park, but there was a Disney TV present. I got to see a presentation on a new show coming up on Hulu, debuting next month, called a name that's not going to come to me, but it is about a woman who works at JFK, and it's a comedy, who works at JFK and has a brush with death, and it kind of changes her outlook on life. And hopefully someone can get that title for me. And so the star and creator was there to talk about it, and she was a lot of fun.
Is it How to Die Alone?
That's the one, How to Die Alone. So I'm actually now truly looking forward to that. Never heard of it before, Probably would not have checked it out, but I definitely plan to check it out now after seeing her and hearing her talk about kind of some of the stuff that's involved in that. So thank you, Kyle. So thank you, Onyx, for being there, Onyx Collective, and yeah, like I said, lots more coverage coming on LP. Have a lot already. Essence Fest is a different event. I've done a lot of media events. Essence Fest is unlike any other, but it is fun. It's loud. It is loud. They play loud music in there all the time, and it drives my 53-year-old self crazy. But I do enjoy being there and hope to continue to go back year after year. Oh, yeah. See, Jessica knows from her visit in there in 2022, the Disney booths were fire. Yeah.
They were really popular this year, too, Jimmy said.
All right.
They gave away a cruise again this year?
Oh,
No.
man, the giveaways. They gave away, I saw 2 Disney World and 1 Disneyland, but I'm sure there was much more because last year all the giveaways I saw were at the presentation, and they gave away like 5 different things at the presentation. This time, I think they were doing most of the giveaways at the booth, so I didn't see them all by a long shot.
Yeah,
I saw 2 for sure, 1 Disneyland and 1 Disney World, and that's just crazy. You go there, trip for 4 to Disney World.
and
oh my!
earbands.
Awesome. Yeah, and then everyone got a headband and a Tiana's Bite Adventure tote, which are right there on the, maybe they're still on the freezer over there if you want to show them, but you don't have to.
That would require me moving.
So, yeah. Good time. All right, moving on from there, Country Bear Jamboree debuts. We are down to 9 days away. 9 days away until Country Bear Jamboree.
Country Bear Musical Jamboree.
Thank you. Country Bear, what's it called? Country Bear what?
Musical Jamboree.
Featuring Disney music debuts. And someone on our team, I don't know who did this, but did side-by-sides of the old and the new Country Bear characters, because today we got a look, basically character posters for all of them. So here is Raccoon Hat Guy.
Henry.
And then we have Buddy, Bubbles, and Beulah.
Yes, we do.
The sunbonnets, the previous bonnets, yes.
We've got Big Al, who looks essentially the same. We've got Little Guy with Littler Bear. I believe that's Oscar and Henry.
The bear's name, the original one was Meyer, Oscar and Meyer, but now he is holding a Big Al plush, which if they do not have that for purchase,
right,
I will be...
What a mistake.
Like, I want that right now.
No way. You probably can purchase it during the show. That's gonna be
we will find out.
Who do we got here? Trixie?
Yep.
Good job.
Right, I can do this. Here we've got the 5 bear rugs. Zeke and Ed and Ted and Fred of Birmingham, Tennessee. That's not the 5 bear rugs?
Bear band.
They're not called the 5 bear rugs?
Do not believe they are called the 5 bear rugs.
I thought they were called the 5. No, they're not. I just realized how bad that sounds. Okay. They are called the 5 bear rugs.
Yes, they are the 5 bear rugs plus Gomer. The bear band, they're called the 5 bear rugs plus Gomer.
Disney Wiki, right there. 5 bear rugs.
No,
right,
I mean that's what he says. Here's the 5 bear rugs plus Gomer.
Jeremiah trying to make me
Just sounds wrong.
All right.
It does, but that's the whole point of the show.
And there you can see before and after. Oh, it says right there. It literally is right there.
Yes, it's 5 bear rugs. Yes.
Oh, I hadn't even seen that they put that random microphone in there. That's weird.
I am vindicated.
Hi, Mickey Mouse and Mickey Rodano.
All right, and then we've got...
Hope you had a wonderful 4th of July.
What is his name now, Jeremiah?
It's on his guitar.
Romeo.
It's on his guitar.
McGraw.
Romeo McGraw. Okay. We've got Wendell.
Good job.
We've got Gomer.
Okay.
We've got Terrence, the Shaker.
There you go.
Okay, now hold up on that one for a minute.
Back to Terrence, yep.
So Sam Carter, who we've known for a long time on Twitter, pulled this up and put it beside Wally Bogue. Wally Bogue's Pecos Bill.
Yep, that looks very much like...
Very similar to Wally Bogue's outfit. So I thought that was pretty cool catch there by Sam Carter.
That is a Cool catch there by Sam
As long as he doesn't have the tassels. Oh wait, the tassels are on Big Al.
No, not that one. He has a different one.
Oh man.
It was just before he did like his spitting out his teeth routine. So if you were to type in Bogue and spit teeth, then you'd probably find it. That's what I think of it as, how he looks when he's doing his spitting teeth.
That one?
More similar to that, yes, but that's when he was on the Muppets doing it. But
okay, let's go on. Next one, Doobie.
Okay, next one, dude.
Let's see if you get the hard one.
This is Teddy Bear.
That's not the hard one.
And this is Wendell.
Nope.
Nope.
This is Henry.
Nope.
Nope.
This is Gideon.
Your son's. It's your son's favorite.
I thought Terrence the Shaker was his favorite.
No, Terrence the Shaker is not his favorite.
Oh, I can see him.
Right, Gideon?
What's his name?
What's the name of your favorite bear? Come here and say it closer to the microphone.
Ernest the Dude.
Ernest the Dude.
Shameful.
Did you recognize his look there?
He looks like a Dapper Dan or something.
Well, no, he looks like Bert in Jolly Holiday, man.
Oh, you're right, he does. Do you think he sings Jolly Holiday?
No.
Don't know.
Go back to Romeo, if you can.
Romeo has a lot of roses, which makes me want to expect a Beauty and the Beast song. You went too far. There you go.
I swear that is just his guitar from the Christmas show. I know it's not because it was shaped like a Christmas tree.
Right.
But when I was doing these photos, like guitar, electric. Oh, yeah, that's right. Christmas special. He played the electric guitar.
But the roses on that to me scream Beauty and the Beast. Just like on Teddy Barra, she has jasmine going up her swing there, and she's got peacock feathers, which is very much part of like kind of the look of Jasmine to have the peacock feathers. And then I know that we already know that she's doing a duet, A Whole New World. But
yeah, in the background of hers and Wendell's photos, there's the moon of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's why the background looks weird for that. Something that I pointed out to somebody is like, everybody's like, how dare they put Disney songs in? You're putting in songs that people know versus songs that people only knew because they went and saw the Country Bear show. Like, which is better, which is worse here?
I'm okay with this one. We'll see. I mean,
yeah.
I'm okay with the concept of it. We'll see if it's executed well.
I get to go see it Wednesday morning. So
do you really?
Yep.
Oh, aren't you special?
That's exciting.
All right, let's see. There's some Disney Cruise news that
Why
came
is Kyle
out.
saying that's John Stamos?
I don't know.
Because
Okay.
the pompadour.
Gotcha.
I see
Okay.
it, Kyle.
Yeah, very much Uncle Jesse. Gotcha. Okay. Uncle Jesse.
Oh, sorry. Disney Cruise news that we
Jimmy
found
got
out.
in at midnight last night.
I'm so tired. And then had to get up at 6. Disney Dream didn't have to. Rebecca offered to take me to work. I should clarify, but I ended up getting up at 6. Disney Dream has some changes coming. One more funnel taken away. Disney has announced that they are going to be creating a funnel suite on the Disney Dream, to the disappointment of me. There it is. So right now in the funnel of the Wish has a funnel suite. Costs who knows how much? I can't remember how much it costs, but it costs so much money.
I've heard it's a glowing view from that funnel. Oh wait, I saw it. It is a horrible view from that funnel suite.
It is not the best view. It is not the best suite on the Disney Wish, in my opinion. Not that I've stayed in any of them, but I visited all of them. But it certainly, I bet, sells every single cruise, and it is not a cheap thing. And so Disney has decided that we should expand that to the Disney Dream. So the Disney Dream will now have a funnel suite. What's in the Disney Dream currently is the Edge Club. That is for the clubs that are not yet a girl, not yet a woman. So that will now be moving into space currently occupied by some of Vibe. They're going to make Vibe smaller, put Edge in that part, and then the outdoor part of Vibe, which is the front of the ship on the Disney Dream, will be a combined space. We don't know exactly how that's going to work. Is it combined, straight combined? Will it be different hours? Will they put a piece of masking tape down the middle with the bathroom on one side and the kitchen on the other? We don't know, but it will be a combined space for Edge and Vibe, which is the teen club. And so, therefore, that funnel will now be free to be a suite. Why would Disney do something like this? Well, you can currently book that suite in in May of next year for a 4-day sailing for $32,000. And I promise you that will be booked.
Predicting that every funnel will start to have.
Yeah, that is $32,000 a sailing Disney is choosing not to turn down in favor of taking away some of the amenities that are otherwise available to everyone. I will give my opinion that I do not believe that is a good direction for Disney to go in, as it's already a premium price cruise, but fair company. They're also
Are you upset because you don't get to hang out at Edge anymore? Is that what's going on?
This is not one that affects me personally in any way. Gideon's not even Edge aged anymore, but I do have a vested interest in how Disney chooses to execute their cruise line, because it is my favorite part of this company, and I really don't want to see them, in my opinion, mess it up.
So far, you've poo-pooed on every change and everything new lately from the Disney Cruise Line.
That is not true.
I'm not walking that half a mile, you dang
I'm the
kids.
one who called the Disney Wish the best ship they've created, in a sea of people saying they have ruined the Disney Cruise with the Wish. So
you didn't ruin it. It's just bad design.
Exactly. I think it's the best ship they've created. So boom. Other changes they've done on there, the Oceaneer Club is going to be updated, which it really does need. I'm happy about that. They're revamping the spa. I think they're talking about expanding some of the concierge area. So that's my complaint, is the stuff that is upcharged on an already previous cruise. I don't mind that they have some upcharged stuff, but don't start taking away even more of the included stuff to create more upcharged stuff. No one cares. All right, so we also got some more details on the Disney Treasure. They released some pictures of the top deck under construction. This ship is like just a few months away. They announce these things years in advance because they have construction. They take forever to construct, and then they're here, and it's just so exciting. So here is the construction on the top of the Treasure going on. Doesn't look all that different from the Wish, but it's happening. It's happening. We've also found out they're doing a Guardians of the Galaxy themed show in their World of Marvel restaurant. So not just going to be the same show they have on the Wish, which is another thing I'm very happy about, Jeremiah. And then we've also gotten some details on...
Didn't you say you didn't like World of Marvel, though?
It is not my favorite restaurant. I didn't say I didn't like it. I just said it's not my favorite. I don't, but I don't think I said that. I'm not a fan of World of Marvel. No. And then Disney Adventure, remember that one? The other ship, the one that they purchased, and that was under construction already, and which is going to be sailing out of Singapore. They've released quite a few, I wouldn't say details, but themes around that. And it sounds very interesting. I'm not going to really go into it here, but really interesting. This is the one, we know what the Treasure is essentially going to be, the Wish with different things in every area. But the Adventure is something completely different for a completely different market. And it's just going to be really fun to see how this develops, exactly what they end up doing with the Adventure. I'm looking forward to learning more about that. Let's see. A lot of little things. We're kind of running low on time. I don't want to... Rock and Roller Coaster's reopened. Jeremiah, you got to ride it. How's the new loop?
It's loop-tastic.
No new loop. No major changes, really. Right.
No, they definitely went in, fixed a lot of the lighting effects that haven't been working for decades. I think they added in some new flats that I'd never seen before. But again, the lights could have still been working or not working. And the track is super smooth. We did not get any confirmation that they replaced any of the track, but it sure does feel like it. Now, if they can just fix the speakers on the coaster themselves, because you can hardly hear the music.
That's a shame. Let's see. Beignets are back at the Magic Kingdom, which Rebecca got to experience. We went to the Outpost at Golden Oak and got to eat.
But we didn't go to Friar's Nook, which everybody's raving about the ones at Friar's Nook. We had the ones over at Outpost. So
I went to Café Du Monde in New Orleans this past weekend just so I could compare the beignets to the ones at Outpost, and I would like to report the ones at Café Du Monde in New Orleans are better.
No, the ones that we had at Outpost were terrible.
I was being nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty
I didn't
sure
think
they
they were
were.
terrible.
I'm pretty sure they were burned. They were terrible.
Oh, I just thought they were bland. I
No.
didn't think they were terrible.
No, they were very hard to chew. They had no flavor. It was unpleasant.
The biggest news of the past fortnight is that, and am I reading this right? The most popular item in Disney World, the Sleepy Hollow waffle sandwiches, are gone.
Yes, they are no longer sandwiches. Not that they were really sandwiches to most people before, but they are smaller. They're just now Mickey waffles with the stuff on them.
And in the
I
case of the sweet and spicy without the slaw.
Yeah, I've not tried them, but I know a lot of people that are, if you enjoyed the bigger waffle and the bigger piece of chicken, it's different now, but they are smaller Mickey waffles. Same batter, same everything. It's just the design is different and less toppings.
All right, so nothing to get you panicked over. But something that really is gone, and you might want to panic over, is the shooting gallery over in Magic Kingdom. It is no longer a shooting gallery, and it will soon be yet another Disney Vacation Club lounge.
Woohoo!
Now that's something I'm happy about. Disney, I don't think, is a particularly premium priced product, and I like the fact that they have annual pass holder lounges and DVC lounges.
But that's a premium price.
This isn't the cruise though. It's okay. The cruise is so much more expensive than a comparable cruise. Disney at a theme park is pretty much the same price as any other theme park.
It's more expensive, but yes.
The cruise is like so much more expensive.
Let me put it this way: Kings Island has VIP lounge for their guests that is nice and plush, but it's outdoors. But it's nice and plush, and it has like beverages available, and they give you snacks and stuff, and it's nice.
Knott's Berry Farm has one for their pass holders, but it is only the top level, and
I suspect it's only top level at Kings Island too. I don't know. And you can bring a guest, which is nice.
That is nice.
Because the Kings Island, they have you can bring a guest for a day. If you're bringing a guest in for a day, then they're considered, and they can come in with you to the lounge for the day, which is very nice. So yeah.
Let's see. There's some special offers for Florida residents and staying on property. As always, we invite you to check out our friends at Mouse Fan Travel to help you navigate the myriad of different types of ways you can visit the Disney theme parks. They can take care of you, never cost one dime extra, and make sure you get the best price possible on everything, and some great advice as well. I wanted to ask Jeremiah if we could leave the Disney parks for a moment and talk about Universal, the Mega Movie Parade, and Penguin Trek.
Mega Movie. I didn't even remember Penguin Trek, until we were talking about the family attractions. I'll start with Penguin Trek. Penguin Trek takes over the former Penguin Encounter attraction, aka the first trackless attraction in Orlando. It's a cute family coaster. I really enjoyed it. I've ridden it now twice. The first time I rode it, very smooth. The second time I rode it, it was rattling all over the place. But it's not a rough coaster. It's just the vibrations were having the problem. And here's one of the worst rider cams. This is even worse than Doobie and I's rider cam on Tiana's, because that's a rider cam right there.
Oh, wow. That's spectacular.
Yeah,
Did they have a light on you?
No, it was a GoPro. They pulled the GoPro out, put in a new GoPro, pull the SD card out, put a new one in. They had it down pat how to do it, but if you watch this entire ride, the GoPro vibrates so many times where it starts cutting off my head. But it is a very fun coaster. It's a family coaster. 42 inches is the height limit for that. But there is also a height max. I believe it was 6'6". You can't go on and out over that.
Really?
Yeah. But it's a smooth coaster. I rode it with a fellow blogger who she's not a big coaster person at all, and she got off at threatening to kill me before.
Is that not Mike Mack you're riding with?
That is, the second
He wasn't
time.
referring to Mac.
Oh, I was so confused.
No.
Okay. Well, threatened to kill you. You said.
Yeah, and she got off and she enjoyed it. It has 3 launches, so there's definitely a couple of times where you're like, "Woo!" But it's not like the other SeaWorld coasters that are very intense. See, there's
You
the
see
top of my head
animals?
gone.
Do you see animals while you're on this thing?
No, one of their big things when they're doing the preview, when they're doing the tour for us, was talking about they had this huge LED screen where you're going to see the Arctic, and you see that for 3 seconds as you go along with penguins kind of diving. And then when you exit, you go downstairs, and anybody that had been on the previous penguin attraction, the where the poopy garage door opener was, where you'd pull in and see the penguins, you walk past that, and then they direct you out into the queue of the old penguin encounter, because they've started doing a thing where they have an open and closed door, like a decontamination chamber where it
Gotcha.
has to be closed and then it has to be open. So that's going to cause a backup, but it takes you into the previous penguin encounter area and get to enjoy them.
Okay. So do you exit from this into a gift shop or into
They
the
built a
penguin
brand
encounter?
new gift shop that wasn't there before.
Okay.
But yeah, you exit into the penguin. You see the penguin glass wall. You see the penguin habitat, and then you exit where there used to be a rotating door. Again, it's the door closed, door open, and then you exit into the new shop that is just all the penguin stuff that was in the shop across the way, but now they have 3 things that say Penguin Trek on it.
I will never ever understand getting rid of that exhibit as it was, because that just was so ideal. Such an amazing way to see the penguins. So
Well,
it's so fascinating to me, that change.
now you can actually just go in to see the penguins, but again, you're the people exiting the coaster and you that are going in just for that, it alternates with the door. So
Yeah.
if there's a long line for either one, you're waiting a really long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's still one of those things. One of the changes that I just shake my head. I don't understand why it happened. So,
but talking about cool animals, the Universal Mega Movie Parade is probably one of the best parades that have been done in a long time. Pays tribute to some of the Universal classics. There's the Back to the Future float with a not so great Doc wig. But we saw, this is the first day of the technical rehearsals. So if you go watch our video, there are times where there's no sound or the sound is off. They're still working on it. I will be going to see a media event for this tomorrow night. So hopefully everything's working along with all of the floats.
yay.
But this one's really neat. They have Sing, they have Kung Fu Panda, and then you get towards the end, and then you really start kicking into the great floats like the Ghostbusters, Jaws. That's the Jaws float. Actually, go before this one, Doobie, because the Ghostbusters float is just before this. And there's the
E.T.
E.T. Yeah, so
this.
Hang on, let's watch this in whole, because it's a really great. And then there's this guy up here who's just waving like he's weird. I don't know what was going on, and I had to zoom in on him. Like, yeah,
good enthusiasm. Like him.
Wow, he is selling it.
And then the next float is, and before this, they actually have BMXers riding around. They are pedaling as opposed to the people that were oddly pedaling as they're flying through the air. I didn't ever understood that in the movie myself. But the next float. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the Ghostbusters before E.T.
By the way, Doobie, this right here, our son immediately called that out and said, that is the banner. I bet that's the banner from the attraction. And then he went and looked, And it seems to be that's the banner that hung out over there at Universal over that attraction area. Because he even looked at like the cuts in the thing or like in the same spot. So they did a really great recreation.
Yeah, it's like I have faith that they didn't just reuse the banner that's been down for 7 years. But
you never know.
Yeah, this float. So the Ghostbusters float has Ghostbusters old and new, has audio drops.
I'm getting a message from our son that says it's not legit.
But yeah, this parade is so much fun. It's very old school Disney, where they have a new parade every year for movies, but this celebrates the highlights of some of Universal's and non-Universal films.
My wrist is still buzzing as he tells me size does not match up. Even though other aspects do, size doesn't match up. So there you go.
So that is running now at Universal Studios. You can catch Penguin Trek over at SeaWorld. And I need to cut out, so
I want to see that parade.
Good time to come to Florida. Contact MEI Mouse Fan Travel. They will help you plan out your days here at Universal Studios Orlando, or Universal Studios Florida, Universal Orlando Resort, and of course, Walt Disney World. And you can visit SeaWorld. Just don't drive into their parking lot.
We'll be back. I believe we'll be back next Monday. And thanks for joining us. So much to see on Laughing Place. Make sure you check out our website, laughingplace.com, our YouTube channel, like, subscribe, ring the bell, and all that stuff. I got a potty. Bye, all.